From the Detroit Free Press, it's Friday, November 27th. Here are today's top stories, presented by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Bush's has over 4,000 Michigan products, including the freshest fruit and vegetables, meat, seafood, and baked goods. Stop by one of Bush's 16 locations for the personal service you expect from your neighborhood grocer.
I'm Susan Tompor, and I'm a columnist at the Detroit Free Press. How much you're spending during the holiday season could turn into one of those divisive hot-button topics of 2020. One group rattles off a long list of reasons for spending less, including job losses, the pandemic, and an overall desire just to skip all the traditions and wait it out until next year. But others plan to do just the opposite. 3 in 10 holiday shoppers say they'll spend more than last year because they feel they can afford it. They've had fewer expenses related to activities like dining out and travel, according to research by the NPD Group. Why would anyone want to find the latest PlayStation, just as COVID-19 cases spike in Michigan and elsewhere? Some shoppers that I talked with admit that, they're feeling a little bit guilty this year. Their children missed out on big vacations, and Grandma didn't get any visits from family in Florida. Experts call it guilt gifting. When it comes to your own finances, though, cross guilt right off your holiday list. No one needs to add more bills and create even more stress in the new year.
I'm Sloan Taranella with the Detroit Free Press. As COVID-19 cases surge in Michigan, a visit to St. Nick for holiday photos might look a little different this year. Malls and shopping centers across Metro Detroit are enforcing new health protocols when it comes to taking a photo with Santa. Many places are enforcing mask wearing, not only for guests, but for Santa and his elves as well. Photo setups will be socially distant, and many malls have installed plexiglass dividers to separate photographers from guests. If you plan on taking your kids or anyone for Santa photos, reservations and prepaid photo packages are required at most shopping centers like 12 Oaks, Somerset Collection, and Great Lakes Crossing. Photo packages range in price from $40 to $50. If you're looking for a low-cost option, the Village of Rochester Hills will be hosting free Santa photos with required reservations. A photographer will not be available, so if you plan on visiting this location, then you'll need to bring your own camera. More information is available on villageofrochesterhills.com.
This is Phoebe Wall-Howard, an automotive reporter at the Detroit Free Press. Ford CEO Jim Farley chases his passion to drive 106 miles per hour in his 1978 Lola. He won the Road Atlanta Grand Prix, an historic endurance race. In fact, the 58-year-old racer not only won the race, he set the best lap time at 1 minute 25 seconds and the highest speed at 106.8 miles per hour. The race lasted 70 minutes with one pit stop. And while Farley came in first, the second and third place teams raced in pairs. Farley raced on his own and won.
This is Brian Manzullo, craft beer writer for the Detroit Free Press. There are more than 350 craft breweries in Michigan, but none of them are fully black-owned. Terry Rostick and Jamal Ewing will open Black Calder Brewing Company in the Grand Rapids area during what they call the Blackest Friday launch. They will debut with their Black IPA, a hoppy yet roasty IPA that already sold out during the pre-order period this week, but they will have new can releases coming soon. Black Calder will start as a contract brewer, selling their beer out of Broadleaf Local Beer in the Grand Rapids suburb of Kentwood, but they hope to open a tap room sometime next year. Read more about Black Calder's origin and the impact of their opening on the craft beer industry on Freep.com.
I'm Kirkland Crawford with the Free Press Sports Department in a recap of the Lions on Thanksgiving. And man, oh man, they were in full splendor before the national audience. They allowed 318 yards and 4 touchdowns by Deshaun Watson as the Texans rolled through Ford Field on Thursday, 41-25. Adrian Peterson ran for 2 touchdowns, and Matthew Stafford threw for another. But it was an otherwise meek performance, again, from the Lions, who have now lost 4 of their last 5. All eyes are now on what the Lions, specifically owner Sheila Ford Hamp, will do with head coach Matt Patricia and general manager Bob Quinn. Conventional wisdom says their collective turkeys are cooked here in Detroit. Last year, Ownership said the tandem needed to lead the team to playing important games in December in order to keep their jobs after this season. This team is far from that.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. If you're a fan and want to support our quality local journalism, subscribe. Go to freep.com/special offer.